We're presented with a never-ending array of options in the modern day. 24/7 notifications demanding our attention, infinite scrolling on social media feeds, countless streaming services. Each moment presents us with hundreds of micro decisions that quickly drain our mental energy. And with these multitudes of options, we've further cultivated the collective mentality that we should be doing whatever we want, whenever we want. We've come to celebrate unlimited freedom and constant pivoting as virtues, believing that constraints are merely obstacles to our happiness. Floating aimlessly and anxiously, we struggle to commit to any single path. But what if true fulfillment isn't found in endless choice, but in choosing one thing deeply and giving it everything we've got? You walk into a store to buy a tube of toothpaste, staring at the shelves. You freeze, overwhelmed by the wall of options before you. Paste, gel, whitening, all natural. 20 minutes go by. You're still there, in the aisle, comparing ingredients and second-guessing your every decision. Finally, exhausted by the mental effort, you grab the same brand you've always used and hurry to the checkout, somehow less satisfied if you'd only had 3 options to begin with. The field of psychology calls this phenomenon the paradox of choice, and it doesn't just stop with consumerism. It echoes through all the areas of our lives, whether it's a skill we're developing, a pursuit we're following, or a relationship that we're engaged in. When faced with too many options, it's easy for us to feel overwhelmed by the sheer abundance of possibilities. We may find ourselves consistently questioning our decisions, or wondering if something else might be better. In this space, we may feel directionless and drifting from one fleeting interest to another. Our attention becomes fragmented and we're left feeling anxious, exhausted, and unable to focus on what truly matters to us. This leads to decision fatigue, making it difficult to make well-informed or committed choices. In other words, while modern culture tends to celebrate the freedom of unlimited options, having more choices doesn't necessarily lead to greater fulfillment. If endless arrays of options are leaving us feeling exhausted and anxious, it stands to reason that the opposite might be true. Deliberately narrowing our choices could be the key to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. With this practice of simplification, we no longer spread ourselves thin by trying to juggle multiple tasks at once. We instead prioritize fewer and more meaningful pursuits where our efforts are concentrated, focused, and intentional. This level of focus allows us to develop and settle into a more regular and grounded routine, where we can give full attention to the task at hand. We can put more care and detail into the work that we do, resulting in relationships, projects, products, or services that feel more substantial and rewarding. As we embrace commitment in this way, our lives take on a flavor of direction and purpose. We cultivate the skill of self-control and delayed gratification, and we begin to understand that the most meaningful results often take time and effort. We learn to grow at a steady rate, recognize patterns, and unlock new insights with ease. We create momentum in which we can develop mastery. Then, as a master of our craft, we carry a weight of wisdom that acts to guide those around us. Think of the people you admire in your life. It could be a father, a best friend, a professor, an athlete, or an author. What is it about them that you respect? It's likely that these individuals have committed themselves to a craft that you share an interest in, and they have reached a certain level of mastery in it. Masters throughout history have consistently echoed the same core message. Simplicity and commitment are the path to fulfillment. They understood that by embracing fewer choices and deliberately narrowing our focus, we free ourselves from distraction and allow for deeper commitment to what truly matters to us. At first, the endless array of options might feel exhilarating, and it gives us this constant dopamine, all of the dopamine hits that we chase to the next experience. However, pleasure proves fleeting, and endless options will never satisfy our deeper desires. True contentment arises from the power of commitment to a relationship, a meaningful goal, a pursuit, a greater purpose, or service to others. The question then becomes, what are you committing yourself to? A strong body? A refined mind? Improved communication? Empathetic and loving interactions? May we pursue a journey of a more intentional life, one where we choose depth over breadth, meaning over distraction, and purpose over endless possibility. Thank you for being here.